Hey guys, so this week we're talking about body types. So there are 3 different body types that you may not be aware of that can help determine what's the best trainings method for you, as well as the best eating habits for yourself. So when I first started, I was not aware that there was 3 different body types. So I just did, what I thought was good to do until I joined Gabe, and then we figured out what my body type was, and we train appropriately for that, and we eat according to that. So you can be either in one whole category, or you can kind of be split between 2. So the 3 body types are endomorph, ectomorph, and mesomorph. I myself am a endo/mesomorph. What that means is that I'm kind of in the gray area between the 2. I'm not one full one specifically, and I'm not the other one. I'm just kind of in the middle of the 2. So endomorphs tend to be shorter in stature. They tend to hold a little bit more weight on them. So you might have more body fat to you, and you notice that your joints might be a little bit bigger. Your hips might be bigger than your shoulder width, things like that. There's a lot you can, Google. Gabe might go into it a little bit more about each one. I'm just kind of hitting certain points about them. The mesomorph is your typical athletic body type. So they have good shape to them. They kind of have that hourglass figure. They tend to hold good muscle, but they're lean. And then you have your ectomorph, who tends to be a little bit on the taller side. Lanky or skinny, shall we say, kind of stature to them. And so the reason that it's interesting or good to know what body type you are is because there are different trainings, ways to train for that body type. So for example, when I first started, I was probably more on the endomorph side because I'm short on stature and I had a lot of body fat on me. But now that I've lost all that weight, I have a more athletic figure, and that's why I'm kind of in the 2. So I tend to gain muscle pretty well, and I don't have a very big problem with losing fat. I mean, of course, if I went off my diet completely, I'm sure I would gain a good amount. Now, the reason that this is important is, let's say that you're just an endomorph. Endomorphs tend to gain fat easily because they're slower in stature. You might have more issues with weight in your hips, in your legs, in your stomach, those sort of areas. And if you don't train right, you train often and you don't train right as well as doing cardio, then you are going to hold the fat in those certain areas. Now, the mesomorph, they tend to have that genetically athletic look to them. So you may see that you have somebody like that, and they start a program in 30 days. They already are showing great muscle, and they're like, I never stepped on a cardio machine. That is they just don't have to do as much because their body doesn't hold as much fat as, say, an endomorph does. Now, an ectomorph is different. An ectomorph, they tend to have problems building muscle. So what happens is they still have to do cardio as well, but they have to do a different type of training so that they can grow their muscles. Of course, nutrition is going to play a big aspect in that as well, because you don't want to eat. Some body types do real well with carbs. Some do better with a little bit less carbs. Some do better with higher fats, higher proteins, things like that. So it's really important to know what body type you are. Gabe has a really great tool on his website. So if you go to the getfitwithgabriel.com, under the membership tools, you'll see the body fat and body type, analysis, and you put in your stats. So you put in your height, your weight, your neck measurement, your hip measurement, shoulder measurement, all that stuff, and it'll tell you what body type you are, and then it'll make sure that you're hitting that. Now, if you're already a client of Gabe's, he has already figured that out, and he has your training program and your nutrition set up to follow that. But if, let's say, you're new and you don't know if you're training the right way, you can always, he gives you an idea of what kind of your day should look like calorie wise, and then what programs he would recommend. And then from there, you can try out, the 2 weeks, the challenges, our programs, things like that. So for example, I'm trying to build muscle in different areas. So that's why I train 6 days a week and I hit each body part each day. Whereas some people can get away with training total body 3 days a week and doing cardio 2 days a week. So it really is helpful to know your body type so that you can train appropriately. You're not wasting your time in the gym and you're not just eating the wrong things, because why do we want to eat less than we should or eat more than we need to be eating so that we can get the physiques that we want? So those are some ideas that I can throw at you. There's, of course, a lot of information on Gabe's page, as well as doing just a basic Google search will give you a lot of information on the different body types. But it's always really helpful to have somebody that knows what they're talking about. So you guys can definitely ask us questions, ask Gabe questions. That's what we're here for. That's why I do these vlogs, so that we can help each other out. I'm looking forward to the 30-day ab challenge. So make sure you're signed up for it. If not, go on to either mine or Daisy's Facebook page and join in. It's going to be just 30 days of different abs so that we can start working on those summer bodies. So I'm excited to work with you guys and hope you have a great week, and we'll talk to you soon.